Flex eyes up on her neck. Shutty.
What a beautiful dwang. Welcome to episode 6 of the Morioh radio broadcast. We are absolutely 168% in full manga territory. There is no anime for this part. We're manga only. Just get to step in. It's not you shouldn't be here because you're liable. Yeah, this is a part 6 discussion, but you're liable to get spoiled about anything from like Steel Ball Run or possibly Jojolion. We might reference it for anything at any given point, so just be careful. Like, you know, like if you don't care, you don't care. But anywho, everyone sound off.
Yeah.
It might be a good thing you did that because so Copa don't come for me with this new fucking thing. We're like, there's content for children. We're gonna fine you $1 million.
We don't deal with that bullshit. This ain't meant for fucking kids.
Yeah.
Hashtag fuck your kids.
Jojo is for grown men and women and in between and others. So 2019, I gotta care to everyone. All right, so this part of the discussion, we're gonna hop into the heart of it momentarily and talk about like things from Pucci to like this in part 5 until the part for anime came out, obviously. But this was one of the parts, at least anecdotally in my experience, most people didn't like or they really hated the ending. So it was like part 1, Phantom Blood, Stone Ocean, and Golden Wind were the 3 parts that kind of always got like people thought it was stinky. So we'll talk about all that too, but. Let's talk about the best utility stands that we've seen in JoJo because they're kind of like my favorite ones. Like, yeah, they're not great for battle, but they have really, really good, outside of battle uses. Mine's Paisley part. I don't know if we all read Jojolion here or just me and Pat.
So
all of us.
I don't even know what I'm doing here, so now I remember nothing.
Okay.
So like. There's nothing in my brain right now.
We'll jog it for you, don't worry.
Like, this is definitely a cop out because like it's not solely a utility stand, but the way that it was used, like I don't care, it still counts in my opinion. I gotta go with Stone Free. Okay. Because it wasn't just her beating niggas' ass every fucking other chapter. Like she was using to like unwind, sneak in and out of place. Like yo, Jolyne just fucking had that shit ready. Like it was literally the perfect stand for her environment by far.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't saying then. I think I was. I don't know.
Just clearing your voice. Yo, Pat, let's go.
Yeah.
All right. You already know. For me, it's Heaven's Door because just the idea behind it. And the way it's been used, like this man can literally peer into your whole life experiences and then basically write some shit that you would never expect a stand to be able to do. Like he's just right inside of you. You're gonna fly back at 70 kilometers per hour without being able to see, and that shit just happens. It's just so cool to me.
Well, how did you guys feel about Moody Blues? I think that was a really good one. Utility stand, like what it can do with their rewinding stuff. No,
like
that was gonna be my pick.
Oh shit! Go ahead, speak on it.
I mean, well, not just because it's cool. It's fucking cool.
Like, you got it.
It got a cool name, and it got a cool ability. So yeah,
like I was real tight when Avocado like when he fucking like bit the dust because I fuck with that nigga. Like I wanted to see more Moody Blues, so like low-key I forgot about that shit. But yeah, that's definitely a fire stand right there.
I like the design. I like the sound effect the anime added whenever Moody Blues was used. This man Abakio would be like, Moody Blues! And then Joy would be like, and I'd be like, okay, you're about to rewind some shit.
They like click, the rewind sound and stuff too. Like that was fire. Yeah, I was messing with it. Yeah, Paisley Park's my favorite, but the stand's really good. It's really cool, especially the like paths you can pick. and the way she can like track stuff through the GPS system. But part of me is wondering, do I just like that stand a lot because Yas was my favorite character in part 8, and one of my favorite JoJo characters in general, or do I really like the stand? And that's like the only stand I think if I can remember off the top of my head that kind of mimics the look of its user because it has like the pigtails, but like in the like GPS map version of the stand. You know what I'm saying? Like has her pigtails, which is really cool. I like that. That's my goat.
Yeah.
Yasuo, top 1. All right, what about the dumbest stands? Like the worst stand. What's your least favorite ones?
Oh my goodness. We.
Sex Pistol? I'm joking. I feel there's one from this part everyone hates, but go ahead.
Oh my, hold on.
What that little nigga, that little fucking shorter that was playing rock paper scissors with Rohan? What was that?
Wasn't that Boys to Man? Is that what it was called?
Boys to Man.
Fuck that guy.
Hold on. Oh my god.
Had that big ass hole
Nah,
in the sheet.
bro. You know what stand pisses me off? Bohemian Rhapsody, man. What the fuck is that shit? This nigga has me flipping through the book talking about where the fuck is Mickey Mouse? Who cares, bro? Like, what are we doing here? You got fucking the big bad wolf or whatever, and then a whole bunch of other folklore children's stories just running rampant. And then they got the fucking Van Gogh with the ear coming off and shit, and the other person's ear about to fall. I was like, bro, get this shit out of here, bro.
Okay, Peter Pan and Astro Boy, Zinger Z. That's
I was like, what the hell is this, bro?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a lot of stands in part 6 that are a little
Yo, I fucking hated Limp Bizkit. I hated Harvest. Like,
yeah, I hate Harvest is not. Harvest could like. I feel like for a middle school like his age, literally what he was doing with it, like it works for him. Get your little change, make your dollars, little man.
Like,
but that's that boo boo. I don't like it.
Like so many, so many part 4 stands are literally just like used upon like just complete fucking idiots.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what is with part 4, but I'm like looking at these, I'm like, yo, if I had this stand, I'd be wreaking fucking havoc. Like, what is wrong with you? Like fucking, what's it? Fucking Okuyasu with the hand. I'm like, are you kidding me? give the hand.
It's a good stand though. He's just not smart.
Yo, exactly my fucking point. Like, part 4 stands are given like the dumbest people in the world. Like, you give the hand to anybody else, like fucking Pucci or something like that. Yo, it's game fucking over.
That's fair.
Like, oh my god.
You know what that I didn't like? The Tower of Grey, the bug that ate tongues. Just a flying insect. Like I just in hindsight, I just don't care about it. I don't have to tell you.
No, look. Let's be honest. Let's just put it in there. Half this, like everything from part 3 that was after Enya, but right before Dio. Because look, the fact that they had the fucking sun, they had they had the monster truck that was running after them. Like they had all these, they had the ship, like all these dumbass stands that I cannot, like, I hated part 3 so much, and the fact that people talk about like it's the greatest thing ever pisses me off. I fucking hate part 3.
I want to bring this up, but real quick. One, like, I guess, I don't know I don't even call it a utility stand, but it definitely doesn't have any hands, really. Pearl Jam. Tonio's stand for his cooking. I like that stand.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That one's cool. I'd eat there, 100%. I mean, I don't know if I can afford it. Was it expensive? I don't even remember, but
It's dope.
I'd eat there.
That's all that mattered. It was dope.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness. I just realized I can't, like, every time I come here, I just talk shit about fucking part 3 and part 5. That's all I do.
Yup. I'm trying to think of some stats from part 5 that I wasn't really a fan of, but part I can't 5, really think about it.
Look, everything after the, like,
I don't like Babyface.
Everything after the trade. Everything after the trade just made me, like, I'm pulling up these stands right now because
Clash and Talking Head aren't particularly impressive on their own, but Tizanio and Squallow in tandem, they were a good combination.
Yeah, part 5 had a lot of combat centric stands. besides was Formaggio stand? What's it called again?
Little
Little
feet.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made that stand what it was, but it wasn't really like great for combat.
Hmm.
So we got to put respect on him. But yeah, that's like off the top of my head, some of the stuff I can remember really not liking. There's definitely some from part 6, so I don't like. Oh, geez, I never remember the name of the old man stand for the love of God with the fucking pointer. I don't know why.
I'm literally on the wiki right now. Oh my goodness.
Say it again.
I'm on
Dragon's
the
Dream.
wiki right now
Yes,
looking
yes,
at these
yes,
things, like getting a quick reminder. And oh my goodness.
But we'll probably get there because like no one likes. I feel like no one likes that stand. So
I know that.
yeah,
That
Dragon's Dream. I know your favorite stand is Made in Heaven, but yeah, you know. But,
Yo, I just realized I hate every stand that has anything to do with the user dying. Like the second the user dies, that's like no.
whoa, Notorious Big.
Notorious B.I.G. is the only one. Notorious B.I.G. is the only one that I'll give a pass to. Everything else just makes me fucking angry for no reason. Like B.I.G., I'm like that's fine. Like oh my god, there was that one in fucking part 6 that I was like, no, you need to fucking stop. Like.
Is there any stats from part 7 you guys didn't like? I won't go to part 8 because I know I'll read it, so I won't go into detail.
Fuck. I did not like. What was it Scary Monsters? I think.
Oh really? Actually, I kind of agree.
He said Jurassic Park.
Like I literally look at Scary Monsters and I'm just like, no, like, no,
not my Diego.
no. Let's see, Scary Monsters. Oh my gosh, 20th century. Oh my god. Oh god, so many of these stands I just did not give a fuck about.
That's fair. But
I
like most of. I don't think I really have any problem with stands in part 7 and 8. I can't really think of too many stands. Like I think the one stand part, I'll just name it. I won't really talk about it in general. But Born This Way was kind of weird. I wasn't a big fan of that one. I do like Kyo Nijimura though, but I don't think Born This Way is that great.
Like I wish we got like Ball Breaker. I wish we got more of that one. But
that would have been nice. That would have been nice.
Like we just got, I think Ball Breaker's used the one time, and then it was like, nope.
Yep.
All right. Any other ones? Any other ones? Yeah, go ahead.
One, we're probably going to talk about it later on, but another stand that I really liked from part 6 was Jailhouse Lock.
Oh. Well, we'll get to that because that's probably one of my favorite like parts of part 6. So we're gonna get there. But all right, I had a conversation with my cousin. He kind of just recently caught up. I watched part 1, 2, 3 with him, and then he kind of watched 4 and 5 by himself. And then he started reading them, and he was just he was reading like the volumes, and I told him to check out like some of the stuff Araki would just say in general, so I sent it to that page, and he was like genuinely fascinated by the idea that in part 2 the whole time Joseph really had like secretly had Hermit Purple and Battle Tendency and whatnot.
Oh my.
Right, like low key. Which is why people think he was so good at predicting because of its powers and stuff. And I guess that's also utility standard. It can conduct ripple, but you know the spirit photography and the map stuff. So that's another good one we forgot to mention, I guess. But do you think there's anybody in the first 2 parts at all who stood a chance against Joseph, or do you think no one could have beat him?
You mean like with his stand?
I just not necessarily with the stand, but I guess I put that there because like he was able to use it, but somehow he was able to at least subconsciously tap into its like precognitive abilities. But just in general, do you think there was anybody in part 1 or 2 who was capable of taking down Joseph? Because I don't think anyone could have, like not even Jonathan.
I think if Caesar was able to develop more, I think he could have had a chance.
Who?
Caesar.
Caesar.
I said who?
I didn't hear. I actually didn't hear what he said. I actually hear what he said.
No, because they were pretty fucking like neck and neck the entire time. Caesar dies. Joe's like, all right, got to take this shit seriously. Trades, like, beats a Pillar Man. Like, I think
that is totally fair. But I'll remind you that Caesar had longer ripple training than Joseph, and Joseph closed that gap and surpassed him.
Very true, but also you have to put the fact that like with the Pillar Men, if it wasn't for Caesar's hit, Joseph probably wouldn't have won.
That's fair.
Like yes, I guess I see your argument, but also you have to also put in the fact that Joseph was just a natural prodigy when it came to it. Like he was using it without any refined training.
That's true. He wasn't very great at it until like later on.
He wasn't like amazing at it, but like he was able to do it without being trained.
Plus he's just crafty.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like Caesar had his entire family heritage, like pretty much trained into him from a very early age. So the question is a matter of like if he didn't have that, how would he have matured from that point on? Like if it had a similar like growing up when it came to that, I can definitely see like, Joseph's like watching him, but I don't know. I think it has a chance.
Okay, that's fair. What do you guys think? Because the conversation we had, the longest one, because my friend thinks that he would have lost. I don't think he would have, because he beat Straits the way he did, but he thinks that Dio would have been able to beat Joseph. What do you guys think?
No.
Nah.
Vampire Dio, no.
See, listen, let me tell you about my man Joseph, bro. This nigga Joseph Joestar is the GOAT Jojo for a reason. He throws everybody off when he's fighting because of how unconventional he is. When he sees shit not going in his favor, what he gonna do? Run away! Niggas probably watching him like, is this man for real? Like, is he trying to fight or is he just playing around? Like with Jonathan was very earnest and he was very like straightforward when he was fighting somebody. He's the traditional, not gonna turn my back on the enemy and face him head on. Okay. Joseph, nah. If Dio started doing some extra shit, like with D-Ray, when he fucking jumped at Dio and then he got turned to ice and broken to pieces. Joseph sees some shit like that, he was like, I'm getting out of here. I was like, fuck that.
Or he might specifically wait for that moment to counter it. Like that might be the thing, because that's the thing that made Dio so overconfident in his ability to deal with Hamon, that I feel like Joseph would have turned that against him. I mean, in a way, that's what Jonathan did though. When he spawned and got the fire, but he kind of just man through it, not really.
Joseph is just a pro. Like you can't really quantify what he'll ever do in a fight. It's more so like I'm just.
Did there ever come a point in part 2 where you just stopped doubting he didn't know what was going on, no matter how he was acting? Like, just get a part where I'm like, yeah, I don't buy it. You know exactly what you're doing. This is all an act. Did that happen to you guys?
you kind of just like say, fuck it, it's just Joseph. The second he beat Cars, you're just like, yo, Joseph can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, there's no way. Like,
and then you got
there's
part
no
3.
way around it.
And then you got part 3.
Yo, part 3, part 3, Joseph. Look.
That's still my goat. That's still
my goat. Not the main character, but still entertaining as hell. He's still my goat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you, Simmy? You think anyone in part 1 and 2 could have taken down Joseph, or you know?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Very simple.
Would you like to elaborate, or that's all you got?
Nah.
All right, I know there's one more topic before the Stone Ocean discussion, but we start the Stone Ocean discussion right now. I'm tired of waiting.
Let's fucking go.
So first of all, this Fire Force anime, fuck it, it's gotta go. We need that Stone Ocean, Day Productions. Go ahead, hit that axe, that self axe, and start animating Stone Ocean. But when do you think it's gonna come out? What do you guys expect from like the quality and care we can expect from Day Productions and how they treat JoJo?
No time soon. That shit ain't coming out no time soon. Y'all better forget about it. Look, crazy thing is, you could tell that Day Production is half-ass in Fire Force, because even if you look at their anime pre-JoJo, I'm talking about Bento, that anime looked fire.
Mm-hmm.
Animation in that was crisp. Fight scenes was fucking insane. Then you look at some shit like Fire Force, there's not no animation. It's still sliding around. There's missing frames.
Weird cuts.
There's missing scenes. Like it just looked nasty. So they clearly being freaking tight-lipped with their money, with their resources when it comes to this anime. They're clearly not going all out.
Okay.
It's clear as day. But at the end of the day, they probably still making money off of it. Fire Force is still popular. It's a new nigga series. I don't know how many curves it is.
It's
So I
actually
can't
4.
really.
So a year.
It's 4.
Yup.
Yeah, bro.
What we in? We still in 1 or we in 2?
We are definitely in 1.
Two.
Are we in 2? What episode are they on?
Huh?
What
Well,
episode are they
one
on?
curve is 13 episodes.
Yeah,
So
I don't watch. I don't. I have no idea how far. I stopped watching Fire Force after he beat the dude with the starry eyes. So
You were watching Fire Force? Shame.
I like the manga, but the anime it's just not hitting. I don't know. Something wrong.
well, yeah. So, anyways, we got a whole 4 curve, and that doesn't mean it's gonna be 4 consecutive curves either. They might take a break,
I'll slap.
like how they did with part 3.
I slapped
So-
the goof.
So you gotta wait. We gotta wait for Fire Force to finish. So that's until 2020, at least till the end of 2020. First of all,
I think 2022, end of 2022, early 2023 is when we're getting it.
then you gotta wait for it to simmer down. Wait for them to chill out, cause they're not gonna immediately freaking start production of their next anime.
Of course, because they
And
still have to
then-
touch up the Blu-ray stuff too.
Yeah. So then look, and then worst case scenario, there might be something else that they do before JoJo.
I'll fight them.
So it could be shit. It could be a Fire Force movie. It could be a completely different anime. It could be whatever. So there's that very off chance that their next anime won't even specifically be JoJo. And I think niggas got real lucky and then real spoiled when they immediately got freaking part 5 after part 4. I don't believe that's happening again. Especially since Fire Force is 4 current, we're gonna be waiting 2022 at least, boy.
I mean, what do you guys think about the length we're gonna wait? And then after what do you think you can expect from the anime too? Like in terms of quality, like do you think they're gonna completely
They're gonna be
emulate like the style again? Because remember they're a lot more slender. Oh, actually, they already made Jotaro a lot more slender, and then part 4 they did that. But like, I mean, what do you guys think in terms of like time frame? What are you guys thinking?
I think the art style might change a little bit. Like, I mean, I still think that freaking part 1, 2, and 3's art style was perfect. Like, that was like almost perfect Araki simulation.
Mm-hmm.
And then freaking part 4 and part 5 look kind of weird. Like, they look kind of like simple-ish. Like, they still are rendering compared to the manga panels and whatnot. But I think they won't keep that same art style that they've been doing for part 4 and 5. Is they're gonna naturally the characters are gonna be they're not fridges anymore, but I think just the art style in general is gonna be different.
I'm hoping that they use similar coloration as they did for part 3, considering this is Jotaro's daughter.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I feel like I'd be giving the studio a bit too much credit. I think that they would do that.
Okay, what do you think, Pat?
Well, since Simmy was the epitome of pessimism just now, I'm going to go with the more optimistic route. I think we're probably going to get Stone Ocean late 2021 because
Super
when you look at
optimistic.
when you look at the recurring theme, the smallest gap was between part 3 and part 4 because part 3 finished spring 2015 and then part 4 came out like I think early 2016 or somewhere in the middle of it. And then after that, we had to wait 2 more years. Then we got Golden Wind. So I think they're probably gonna like just build off that momentum and then wait 2 more years again. Then we're gonna get Stone Ocean. Fire Force like is doing okay. Like Simi said, there's like a lot of still frames, so you can tell they're not going balls to the wall animating this stuff. So that makes me think that they have like resources allocated to Stone Ocean, so they don't burn themselves out before they get to producing it.
Mhm.
And with in regards to the way Stone Ocean is gonna look, if it looks anything like Part 5, but like less, what's the word I want to use? It needs to be slender, because like Part Five's faces were like kind of like hard. You get what I'm saying? Like,
They still look manly as fuck.
yeah,
But
yeah.
they
And
skinny. They're
the,
mother.
the main cast for Stone Ocean is woman, so they need to like smooth out the lines on their faces a little bit.
I hear what you're saying.
I feel it.
I'm kind of looking here, right? So for like part one, obviously part 1 and 2 were all in one thing, right? So its first air date was October 5th, 2012.
Ooh, boy, time. I'm all as shit, boy. Man.
Stardust Crusaders started April 4th, 2014.
Oh my god.
Diamond is Unbreakable was April 1st. April Fools, 2016. And
Yeah,
Stone
see?
Ocean was October 5th, 2018. So it's actually pretty much
On
2 years,
Earth
2
too.
years. It's pretty much 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years for the most part, like around there. So you know what? We still getting in 2022. But I'll go with you for maybe 20, maybe 21, but it'll be towards the end. I think if we get that
It'll be
lucky.
the last season of 2021. That's when we're gonna get it. That's what I believe.
All right. But in terms of what I expect in terms of quality or whatnot, I kind of agree with you. Like you kind of keep the template for part 5, but I guess smoothing it out. Don't have to have them be as defined. I don't even know what to say either. Maybe it's like defined. Something about their eyes look a little rough or tough. I don't know. I'm okay with it anyway. Either way, to be honest, I would like it, but I expect it to look good because they definitely put a lot of time and care into how they animate these JoJo anime. And I always said that I would be, for fuck's sake. Keep going. I'll be right back.
Unless he told us keep going. He's the one that-
What's up, y'all? We gonna talk about the best stand in the entire.
Son,
What the fuck was I saying before the phone rang? Anyways.
how you think freaking Part 6 is gonna look anime wise?
Oh yeah. All right. It'll be fine. Okay. So part 6, Jotaro. What do you guys think about him? How has he grown and or changed since you last saw him? Obviously, his journey from Stardust Crusaders until now, but I find that his character here is pretty polarizing. People are kind of like all over the place. So how did you guys feel
That nigga's
about him?
boring shit.
Oh,
Jotaro been boring as shit since inception. I don't give a fuck.
well,
Jotaro is just boring as shit. He's the same motherfucker.
hey, you want to elaborate? Like what about specifically in part 6? Like how did you feel about it?
He's the same dude. It's just like, okay, he gets a good touching moment here and there with Jolyne.
Mhm.
That's he's still the same motherfucker that's just like, yep, I'm not gonna smile ever. Barely ever sweated out. Like he got what he deserved. I don't give a fuck. But
Wow.
This nigga, bruh.
But I say I hate look, I hate part 5. I'll be the first one to admit that. But you know what? The first half, I loved it more than anything else. I cannot stand Jotaro as a character, and I hate the fact that he gets all this recognition being the greatest JoJo when he's nowhere near it. I fucking hate Jotaro.
What do you think, Pat?
This guy stinks. Boom.
I'm okay. Look, I'm okay. No one's gonna like my fucking opinion. I fucking hate Jotaro.
Well, since we got some fucking tomatoes thrown on Jotaro's name from the peanut gallery, I think I have to paint him in a positive light now. See, with the way Jotaro acted in part 6, with him and Jolyne specifically, it actually kind of hurt me a little bit when I was reading Stone Ocean in the beginning and seeing the way that Jolyne didn't have any positive memories or any like heartwarming emotions towards him when he came to visit her in jail. And then he gives her the locket, which was going to have like a piece of the arrow to pierce her so she could protect herself, and it has a family portrait in there. And like the whole time I'm reading this, I could tell like the reason Jotaro wasn't around. It was just obvious from the beginning. He wasn't around because stand users attract other stand users, and he didn't know if there were still other dickheads out there that still worship Dio like they do that would target him, and he didn't want to put his family in danger, which is the main reason that he always stayed away from home.
Mm-hmm.
This man, even after he beats Dio, he's not even allowed to live a happy life, bruh. He has to constantly be on watch, constantly remain vigilant. He got allies in Morioh Joe, but because of the way he, like, his job as a marine biologist, he can't just be chilling and then call people up whenever, bruh. He has to protect himself and look out for his family. Joseph, Joseph's like 90 years old. He can't ask Joseph to help him fight. Fucking Josuke and the rest of them, they gotta go to school. They got their own lives. He's not gonna burden them with all that stuff. He don't even know nothing about Giorno, so he can't call him up for help. And as far as he know, Polnar probably dead or doing whatever. So the only person he got to depend on himself to protect his family is himself. And the fact that he can't even enjoy raising his daughter or being around his wife, which I don't even know how he ended up with a wife in the first place, because women just annoy him. But that's something else. But still, the fact that he had to do all this and he still took extra measures, and then Jolyne, like, I'm not gonna blame her. She couldn't appreciate it, but it wasn't until the very end of part 6 that she finally understood all of this. And the fact that their reunion was so short-lived towards the end, and that shit hurt, bro.
All right, hold up, Pat. Well, I see what you mean, and I get what you're saying. I'm gonna have to argue, hold on. I gotta argue with the fact that we know for a fact that Jolyne and Joseph had a relationship, and that Jolyne loved Joseph, and they spent a lot of time together. So
yes, but Joseph is a grandpa, bro. Ain't nobody gonna be going after him.
Yes, they fucking will.
Why they going after an old man, bro? What did they gain from doing that?
If you're a worshiper of Dio, you hate the Joestar family. It don't matter if you're old as dirt. You still catching this work. It don't matter. So, like, just because he's old doesn't mean he disqualifies him from fucking getting these hands. So the fact that, like, I get it, Jotaro was doing it in the best of his own interest, like, in the best of Jolyne's interest, he could have still, like, at least been there in some way, shape, or form for her in some way other than financially. He could have been like, yo, like, I love you, here's a card or whatever. Like, he could have actually been there in some way, phone call or whatever. Like, been there at least once every few years for her birthday or something.
I activate my trap card. So, remember how Araki views a true hero, or somebody who suffers silently, internalizes all their pain, and doesn't let it be shown on their face? And remember how he said Jotaro is the embodiment of that? This is his way of dealing with it. So to Araki, this is the way a true hero would do something like that. By not putting her in danger, by staying away, but still giving them money financially, whatnot, to do what they need to do. I'm not telling you whether it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you that's Araki's view on the whole thing, because you know how he feels about Jotaro and Clint Eastwood. So that's what I remember. Clint Eastwood is like part of the template. It's part of the template. That's where the pointing post comes from, right? So keep that in mind. So I hear what you're saying. Like, for me, I think I have revised my opinion of Part 3 Jotaro over the years, so I don't dislike him in Part 3, but I still like him a lot more in 4, for the most probably. But I think he's interesting in 6, to be honest. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's boring. I think he kind of got taken out a little too easily for my liking, but he was like... Jotaro is that nigga to the degree that the whole reason this bait was here was to take him out, because no one wanted to deal with Star Platinum. That's how broken he was. He was this walking hack that put fear into like Pucci and other people. So it's like, I feel like the respect on his character and what he's done and his strength is still there. I feel like people kind of overblow how boring or bad he is or whatever in Part 6. That's my opinion, but I love his journey up until this point.
Like, don't get me wrong, like, Jotaro functions better as a side character because of the way his character overall is. Which is why I like him better as a side character. I just fucking can't stand him in general. if it wasn't for, like, him being in Part 3, being the lead character, I probably wouldn't feel so strongly against Jotaro. But we not talking about what ifs right now.
Okay. I don't know. I thought he was fine. I don't know. He did throw me off when I first saw him. Like, why he looks so skinny? Like, he looked a little bit weird. Do you think this was bad or good for his character, or you're indifferent?
I think it's better for his character because, without it, he's still the same one-dimensional person. Like, I think
Is one-dimensional bad?
not always. I just don't like it
You got
personally. Personally, for the most part, I don't really care for one-dimensional characters like that. Like, I definitely see why they have appeal. I just can't stand it.
What about you guys? Do you think it good, bad, indifferent?
This nigga Jotaro is the last of a dying breed, bro. That's a real macho man right there. That's the kind of person that you're supposed to emulate. That shit was good for his character, man. Just let people know, like, yeah, just because you don't got a lot to say, don't mean that you don't care.
Yeah, man of few.
Misunderstood. I hate to see it.
You don't agree? You think it's bad for him?
No, I think it's good. I think well, I mean, I like his character in part 3 more than his character in part 4 and 5. Just because he's fucking raw. But his development or regression, however you want to look at it, is pretty good because it's a sign of maturity and whatnot. In last episode I said that I feel like after part 3 he carries around with him a sort of like sadness and whatnot, and I think is even more amplified in part 6 because again, he is the very last surviving Stardust Crusader. None of his fucking friends that he went on that journey with is alive. We could all well assume that Joseph is long done freaking passed away by old age by now too.
I think he dies at like 92. I don't remember if he's alive in part.
No, he's alive in part 6.
Yeah, I remember. Like, but he's probably like seeing things and forgetting stuff. He's probably he's probably lost his fucking mind. It's also a shade, nigga. Just do a little bit of Hamon training, slow it down. You don't even have to.
That nigga on the IV. By the next panel, he done. I'm not hearing that. That nigga on the IV. He on freaking life support. I'm not hearing that.
He talking to himself.
Anyway, he's the very last Stardust Crusader, and now, as a freaking father or whatnot, he doesn't even have the privilege of being around his daughter. And the thing is, it's hard to apply the real life logic to it because there ain't no fucking stands in real life. Stand users don't attract stand users in real life. That's not something that we have to deal with. And even so, that's only something you see in movies where there's like a fucking dude who always on the run and shit. He can't stay nowhere for a long period of time and whatnot. So it's kind of hard to say if what he did is the right thing or not. But I mean, I think it is. I think it would be pretty selfish to be around your daughter just for the sake of being around your daughter, knowing full well the second I'm around my daughter, I'm putting her life in danger. So I think I would argue for the fact that he did do the fucking right thing. But yeah, I feel like the sadness that he carries with seeing numerous people die and whatnot, being a part of a very dying lineage of people, having to carry around this freaking burden until his grave, is just greatly amplified in part 6 and whatnot. And I think even the little time that he does spend around his daughter, and even if she does reject him for a little bit, was this final piece of salvation he was able to get before the very unfortunate ending of this fucking part. But in hindsight, yeah, I think his development throughout the 3 parts we see him in was pretty good.
Okay. Oh, just to clarify, yeah, he was 91 in part 6.
That nigga's on the IV.
Yeah, it says here with the interview with Ichiro Funakoshi, he was likely. He said, well, it didn't make sense. He said likely still alive. I'll bet a little dumber. So That's
Like,
So dumber.
likely a little dumber. That's what he says.
Oh God.
But he's losing it, man. He's talking to himself. He overdriving the IV drip. I don't know. I don't know. He lost his fucking mind. All right, so it's my time to shine. So Cujo Jolyne had the best JoJo. Okay, my favorite JoJo. I mean, what do you guys' are general thoughts on her before I go? Because I might rant. I don't know.
Yo, she fucking fire, bro. She just fucking fire.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Nah, I'm just gonna say, if you don't have a positive opinion of Jolyne, bro, just don't ever pick up JoJo again in your life.
Uh-oh.
she cool people.
She flicking the bean in the first chapter. she is going hard on the clitoris, like, bruh. At that moment, I was already like, huh? Araki wildin'. Araki wildin'. I like him freaky. We here. I'm here for this. I loved her design from the get go. It didn't make any sense, but it looked crazy to me. I was enjoying it, and part of me feels like she's this weird combination of Joseph, it's like ingenuity and kind of funny, quirky like personality with the rawness of Jotaro. I feel like she's blended the best of both worlds of those two, which is why I like her a lot. Cause I don't, and the thing about her too is like, I don't think she was particularly blessed with a broken stand. Like, it's not a terrible stand, but it's not one of the best stands. And when I say that, I always just mean surface level on paper. Like, you make string. Like, okay, I mean, my dad stops time. Okay, string. Like, okay, but she makes that shit work. Like, I never forget the Mobius strip thing she did. I said, nigga. What? Like, she turned herself into like a Mobius strip. Like, she has, and like she'll patch herself up when she's wounded. Like, she has maximized the full potential of that ability and used it to its utmost peak, as far as I'm concerned. And I just find that so fucking impressive. Like, never a dull moment. One of my favorite parts is when she flips off dude in every like possible language. This is fuck you in Italian, French, American style. Like, bro, she's just raw. Like, I just love her, man. It's just, that's my goal. That's my favorite JoJo. Which is one of the biggest reasons why I really like this part, because if you know me, I don't tend to love main characters, and if anything, I'm indifferent. But her and Joseph, like, let me tell you, they're my goats. And she was the first female protagonist, so I was already intrigued to see how Araki was gonna handle it. But he was ahead of the game, man. He was so progressive ahead of the game, and jumped in and let him do what he wanted to do. Remember when they just changed fucking things gender? It's just,
oh my god, halfway through.
He's just a dude. He's a nigga one day. Like, what happened?
Out of nowhere.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, yeah, she's just, I don't know. I have no complaints about her. She's just my favorite. She's my favorite design too. I think part of the reason why I ended up liking her so much too, and I think, I don't know if I read this. I don't know if I made it up, but I heard that Juri Han's like general design was based off of Jolyne.
I can see
Probably.
Like the midriff thing, and like the hair, like that was. But yeah, that's my. And then you guys know my philosophy. You've been around me enough. What do I say about motherfuckers who've been to prison, been sealed, went to jail? What are they? Raw. Always raw. She locked up, Dolphin prison. What is she? Gold. So it is what it is. And she's serving looks too, so she got hella looks. Like the Gucci stuff too, like the fly high stuff. She was looking fire in those. But yeah, I mean, how do you guys think she compares to all the rest of the JoJo? Like higher, upper echelon, lower echelon, somewhere in the middle.
Easily top 3 JoJo.
Okay.
Easily.
Anyone else? You chime in?
For me, she's right in the middle. Like, you already know, I like Joseph, Jotaro, Josuke, and right after Josuke, she's there.
Okay.
Okay.
What the fuck? I told y'all niggas about ranking shit, man. Sick and
It's not.
tired.
It's not. I'm not even telling you to
But,
rank it. You think it's one of the better? Is it one of your more
but
favorites or least
thinking
favorites?
about all of them, like,
Is she
well,
fine?
for two of them niggas, I don't give a shit about. Um,
He loves Jojo.
yo, can you knock it off? I'm about to leave. But yeah, I would say that she's top, like, at least top four. I would say, yeah, because thinking about it, that fucking blonde nigga garbage. Both of them. Yeah, I'm talking about both of them. Granted, one is more garbage than the other, but
Yo, what did
and
God ever do to you?
anyway, and then Jotaro Raw, Josuke chilling, Jonathan cool. So yeah. I would say she at least like top four at least. Fuck
Alright.
ranking though.
How do you feel about her story? Like how she ended up in jail. Like the characterization for where she is. Like, did you guys like that? Not like it? Was it intriguing? The childhood story with
I
her
was
friend.
hoping-
The framing thing. Sorry, go ahead.
I was hoping that the boyfriend would be involved with Dio or something.
Mhm.
But I'm still glad that he got what's coming to him at the end.
100%.
Like,
See-
that was the most satisfying thing in the world.
With that little conflict Jolyne had with her little boyfriend or whatever. See, that's the epitome of having daddy issues, and I'm really, really glad that Araki did something like that because for most women, if you don't have a father in your life, and it's going to impact you negative, like no, this is real shit. If you don't have your father in your life, it's going to impact you negatively, and you're going to be seeking male attention from other people to fill that void, and that's exactly what she was doing. What's his name? Romeo.
Yeah.
Romeo bitch ass told her that he loved her, and she believed that shit. And what happened? Got her ass in jail because of that, because she was an accomplice to a crime. And I really like the fact that she was able to grow from it afterwards. And then when she see Romeo again, she's like, "Fuck this nigga." So like you from a naive little girl who didn't understand like the way the world works and like how people manipulate her to her being some perceptive persevering individual that is going to think twice before you take something at face value. So I really liked it.
Yeah. I mean, she was in a biker gang too. That's raw. But yeah. I don't know. I just have no complaints about her. Like just zero, none. And I don't know. This is kind of unrelated. I don't know. I'm asking just in case one of you guys know. Do you guys know why they spelled her last name differently? Like Cujoh, not
No idea.
Kujo.
I do. I actually do.
Okay.
So with America is very, very uncultured because when people come from overseas, right, and you have to document yourself, so you tell these people your name so they can do your name for you. So, like, I know with my parents' case, right, my dad's name is Oliver, my mom's name is Virginia, but they come from Cameroon. And when they were born, their birth names were Olivier and Virginie. But when they come over here, they tell them that. These people think, okay, Oliver, Virginia. No, it's fucking wrong, but it's close enough. So it's the same thing with Cujo. So with Cujo, Japanese, you have to write Kujo.
Okay.
But for them, they probably wrote Cujoh. That's how they interpret it. So that was why.
That's interesting because actually, with a lot of my Oriental friends, when they're like quote unquote like Chinese or like Vietnamese name, it's sometimes just completely different from what we're calling them in like over here in North America. Sometimes it's similar, sometimes it's similar, but like the way we have to I guess I don't know phonetically change it to like English, it's like it could be something, but you kind of pronounce it. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I was wondering I'm like, why is it just randomly spelled differently? I guess you get the same last name. That's interesting. All right. Yare now. So, Stone Ocean, the main cast, man. How we feel about the sentient plankton and Hermes and anyone involved? Like how what we call them? I guess prisoners. I don't know prisoners. They're in jail. I don't know what to call them.
Inmates,
Inmates, prisoners, the dolphin, Stone Ocean gang. I don't know what to call them.
the Dolphins. All right, they're a football team.
Yeah, how we feel about them?
Um, I think, um, mm, I think that their cast was actually one of the more stronger casts. Because when you put it in hindsight, you have three parts where it's only two niggas, so there's not really a cast. It's just a fucking duo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Part five is fucking whatever,
Oh,
and then part four is god tier.
yeah.
So yeah, it's like I would put them higher. Part three, it was kind of like cookie cutter ish outside of Joseph, right? So you have like, you got the fucking the comedy relief, right? Then you got the Joe Bro, your annual Joe Bro slash rival. Then you got the quote unquote like smart nigga kinda. Then you got the nigga who don't care, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think in part three's case it was kind of like cookie cutterish, so it wasn't really that unique for lack of better terms. So yeah, I like that cast. I mean, freaking Foo Fighters there alone bumps that up to at least top three. So
The thing I'll say about Star Wars Crusaders was, which is why I'll kind of give him a break, even though I'm in agreement with you. It's kind of that part in general is kind of like just a general prototype for what would become the template for later parts. So I'll give it a pass. But I like the cast there too. I like them, but I hear what you're saying. But like the trio of the main trio, I guess of I almost called her Stone Free of Jolyne, Hermes, and Foo Fighters. I love them. I actually do like Anasui. I know he has no actual voice, but in the game, the way that he says "Diva down," I don't know why the way he says it just sounds so fucking raw. Like I love when he says it. Oh my goodness! And obviously, everyone's favorite, "Where's Aripoto?"
woo!
That's that nigga right there, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? How do you guys feel about this like the main cast allies? You know.
I love Hermes, Honest Nasui, dope, Weather Report, lit. And Morioh's the only thing that I was like,
Yeah, fuck that kid. Fuck them kids.
Like, Emporio was just there.
Yeah.
But everyone else, like, fucking loved him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for
Especially
me, I like the cast. I really liked Foo Fighters a lot because she was a sentient being,
The
but
healer.
then she grew. She grew to establish her own personality and like understood the value of human life and build friendships and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
With honestly, like the way he was constantly, I mean, constantly fawning over Jolyne was killing me, bro. Like that shit had me dead. This nigga was in love. Bro. Every time Jolyne did something, this man was freaking out. Like I'm like, bro, relax.
He was me. He was me.
Sanji gimmick.
Uh-oh.
Jolyne, the best characters in JoJo. Also with Weather Report, the best character in Stone Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And the last person that I want to elaborate on a little bit was Hermes.
Hey.
I feel like Hermes was supposed to be like the Joe sis because you always have a Joe bro, but
yeah, Joseph. Yeah.
yeah.
I like what you did there.
But see, with Hermes, it's like she was a very strong person, like personality wise, and I don't feel like Araki used her to her potential. Like
I can agree with that.
When she had her conflict with Sports Max, right? Because Sports Max killed her sister, and Jolene's trying to talk her out of like getting revenge, and she's like, "Nah, this bastard killed my sister, and I'm gonna make sure I put him 6 feet under so he can meet her too."
Mm-hmm.
And that was the thing. Like, I love the fact that Araki did that because I am so sick, tired of this little trope.
Revenge is not the way. You won't feel better,
But
right?
it
We
was
tried.
God.
fuck that, bro. Revenge is very, very, very important. If somebody wrongs you, sometimes it's moments where I know for me, if somebody did me wrong, it's gonna be some nights where I can't sleep properly because I'm gonna be like, damn, this nigga really fuck with me like that. Like, who does he think I am? Like, sometimes you just have to get even with people, and afterwards, I guarantee you're gonna feel 1,000 times better afterwards. So
Oh God, no
I
cap.
really like it. Oh God.
That was a good moment. That was a good moment. That was. I didn't even think. I didn't even come to mind. But the fact that she was like, no. That's not. We're not with that. That's some pussy shit. We in jail, man. Fuck it. We escape comments. Fuck it. Like whatever. Like so. I got you. Weather report. That's like everyone's favorite. We'll get to him though in a second, pretty much. But that's kind of. I mean, unless you want to talk about like Foo Fighters or anyone else. Emporio. I don't like Emporio. Like, did you guys like him?
He watched Pucci, so he go.
Oh man. Oh, our favorite.
I think I'm the only person in the world that liked Pucci.
I don't dislike him, but we'll get to that. All right, minor antagonists.
Like, no one I really gave a fuck about, if I'm being honest.
The minor antagonists, you didn't care about them?
Like,
No, any of them? What about Dio's kids?
Okay, hold on. Let me get there.
Okay.
Like, I have the most backwards opinion on JoJo, clearly, because I hated part 6 until the frogs came down. After the frogs came,
This nigga.
I'm like literally, I don't know what it was. Like part 6, like what the fuck is going on? Frogs raids frogs. I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
After that, I'm like, okay, I fucking love. Like this shit's fucking amazing. I don't know what happened, but like that everything before that, I was like, I felt a little meh on for the most part. Like I loved FF, but that was about it. And then afterwards, like Dio's kids, I was like, you niggas need to go. Like, yeah.
How do you guys feel about the minor? I think this is one of the things people think it's a weaker part of part 6. But what do you guys feel about the minor antagonists? On Stone Ocean.
I hardly remember none of these niggas, man.
Well, for me,
yeah.
I really liked the minor antagonist in Stone Ocean because it was the fact that for the most part, a lot of them were inmates themselves, and they were all promised like something as a favor from Pucci if they accomplished the task that they had at hand, and it was pretty amazing to me seeing how like a lot of these antagonists, their abilities were like they were able to incorporate the best use of being inside the prison. Like with I don't remember his name, but the one with Jumping Jack Flash, when he was fighting Jolyne and Weather inside that one room, and then he was like taking out the oxygen or some shit like that.
Lang
I was like, yo,
Wrangler, by the way.
yeah, that shit was hidden. I was like, okay, this is pretty dope. This is ingenious.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke about Jailhouse Lock. That shit is fucking terrifying. Bro.
That's my favorite. Like, I think that might be my favorite stand battle up. I fucking love that part.
Like,
that shit's
what
genius.
was it? You can only remember 3 things, and then the 4th thing that you remembered, and you would forget the first thing. Was that what it was?
Yes. Jailhouse Lock. So basically, yeah.
I was just watching. I was like, how the fuck is Jolyne going to beat this lady, bro?
Like Miu really had a system for keeping stand people in there. Like that's so raw. She was so good. I love it.
And on the matter with Dio's kids, see, at first, the first time I read Stone Ocean, I was like, ain't none of these niggas raw. Fuck all of them. They suck. That was the first opinion I had.
That's fair.
But then the second time I read it over, I got like a little bit more of an appreciation for them. With Ungalo, Bohemian Rhapsody, he still sucked. That stand sucks, bro. Like I'm sorry, I can't get with it. But with Raquel, the Sky High,
yes,
this man he was trying to overcome his own destiny. I was like, okay, I fuck this. He was going to find a way to gain victory in a pretty much a hopeless situation because it was like what 3 against 1 was Jolyne, honestly, and Hermes against him, and he had them on the ropes. I was like, okay, I fuck with this. That's what you call perseverance. I like that. Donatello, his stand is fucking terrifying. That shit had me like, what the hell is going on here? This man about to cause a fucking disaster. I'm like, oh shit. And then he actually broke away from Pucci for a little bit, but other than that, I was like, okay, that's good. I liked it.
I think my favorite thing about the Sons of Dio is I feel like each one of them inherited a strong part of Dio's personality. And they came out and were manifested in different ways to me, which is what made it interesting. Because at first, I'm kind of agree with you. At first, these kids are like, like nah, like they're not it. But upon like a revisit, I was like, no, I see what he was doing here, and I appreciate it. I thought it was good. Like, first of all, I want to know why is Ngal so ugly? Why he look?
He just sucked. He
just
like
sucked. Who did Dio Kang? Why does he look like that? Why does Donatello and Raquel like they look like normalists? I think Raquel like is dressed like a cow. He look weird, but at least he don't like his actual appearance is not like as strange. But anywho, I like awesome when he steps up as fire too to understand the pain. Like he's just doing a bunch of stuff that are like super weird JoJo stuff that I really like. But here's the thing I'll say about Part 6. The minor villains. I think when they're bad, they're really bad. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I just don't think a lot of them are as bad as people make them out to be. I know some people hate Yo-Yo Ma and Dolce and Gabbana, DNG. Kenzo, I can't even defend him. I can't defend Kenzo. I can't. I won't even try. I thought, yeah, I don't know. They're not that bad. They're not. I don't think they have the. They're not. It's not the strongest to my. To me, they're not the strongest like minor villains, but antagonists. But I think they work. But anything else you want to chime in on them?
Oh, I forgot to diss fucking Thunder McQueen, bro. That nigga, I don't know what's up with him. This man almost threw him a compliment and he tried to kill himself. I was like, what?
Yeah,
what the fuck going on here?
Thing was just trying to like not get him to kill himself. He was something was wrong with him. He was different. Highway to Hell. I don't know. But yeah, that Dragon's Dream fucking stab battle was weird. Was it? I feel like wasn't that one really long too? Like I feel like it was longer than it needed to be. I can't remember though.
I think it was like 4 chapters, really so that's decently long for a minor.
Did it just feel long because it was ass? Oh, okay. What are you guys' favorite? What are some of your guys' favorite moments from Part 6?
Brendan Frogs.
Mine is definitely flicking the bean, but you know.
My God.
I spoke about. I'm not lying. That's my favorite parts. But I did speak about her flipping off thing and like you know all the different ways to say fuck you. The movie strip was really cool. I actually like all the Dio scenes. I think I just like Dio that much. So anytime Dio's there, he's just on the ship reading his book backwards on the bed with his shirt off. With Pucci like this hit. Yeah. I mean, I'll think. I'll try to think of some more. I think I'm forgetting something important that I really like. But what are you guys? Some of your favorite moments in Part 6?
I think I said it already. When Hermes said that revenge was the most important thing to her, I really fucked with that shit. I was reading that shit, pumping my fist in the air, like fuck yeah.
I definitely just the jailhouse lock like arc itself, just from start to finish. That was great. I actually like Goo Goo Dolls. That was fun. When that
I guess that shit crazy, man. Yeah. She crazy.
She's obviously lost her mind, but
the fucking goat.
Yeah. Did we talk about Kiss? How you guys feel about Kiss as a stand, by the way? Like Kiss
shit.
We talk about Kiss. Cause that stand, I definitely the first time I read it, I didn't even really get what it did because I was definitely low key just kind of skimming. Just going through it.
Bruh.
I didn't care that much, but it's not a bad ability. It's interesting. Sticker shit.
Bruh. You can't be skimming these fucking chapters.
Sometimes when you're catching up, you gotta just hit the scantron. Just scan, bro. Just only you. I was listening to it.
Anyways, shit, that's me. I need to do a fucking reread of everything, but manga not out. Anyways, I thought Kiss was raw. Actually, just the whole freaking thing about duplicating whatever she put them fucking stickers on. I just thought that shit was raw, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. That shit just raw to me.
And then when she removes them, the way they like clash again with like the force, it was just
Yeah,
it was really
like,
good.
freaking Ultraman gimmick. That shit raw, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
That shit raw. But one of my favorite parts, how I pronounce this, freaking just the entire Cape can help me out here, please.
I don't even know what he's trying to say.
Fuck.
No, I'm trying. I want to help you. I really do.
Alright.
Kansas.
No, you're not close either. Cape,
Kind of verbal.
there you go. I ain't trying to pronounce it. 'Cause I'm gonna call it Cape Carnival and that's it. Call it a day. Anyways, that entire stretch was just fire to me because I think that was one of those epitomes of what the series is about, just straight nonsense.
Uh-huh.
Funny thing is, I first saw the scene through the level in All Star Battle, and when I bought All Star Battle, I was only on part 4, so I was like, all right, look, I could only play as characters that I've read. So whatever I play fucking arcade mode, and when I was in stages of fighting characters that I ain't seen before, it was always like fucking spoilers, and that's why I didn't do the story mode either. Like I would only do the story mode for each fucking JoJo that I've read. So seeing freaking this stage and then hitting the danger zone and then fucking shit just start falling sideways, I'm like, yo, what is going on here? But it heavily reminds me of the stage in Darkstalkers. I don't remember which Darkstalkers, where it's kind of like that you're fighting on the side of a building, and that stage just really sticks out to me because it's fucking raw. And then it also reminds me of Saber versus Rider in the Fate route. So when fucking Pucci activates his stupid ass power and everything just starts going backwards, and like the whole fucking world goes slanted, it goes vertical. That shit was just raw to me. It made no sense. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. It looked cool. It looked pretty, and it's just raw. So I thought that entire stretch. Now, what happens after that? Fuck that. But yeah, that specifically was pretty cool to me.
I respect it. But yeah, I thought when we find out the truth about Jotaro and why he was kind of distant, I thought that was a powerful moment. I felt that just can't be easy for anyone, there's no I don't think there's a right answer. It just couldn't be easy. Like I felt that hurt, and I really like that Jolyne actually understood, and then made her like mission to save him and whatnot. So that's my goat. Yeah. Favorite characters in part 6, and why is it Jolyne?
Oh my god! Like
Somebody cancel this nigga.
I cannot be.
Jolyne just fucking fire, bro. Like I should have said Emporio just to fucking troll, but nah, Jolyne just that bitch.
Oh God.
You can't her face just fucking fire too. Like yo, she out here using her strengths to fucking make clothes and shit.
So whose favorite is Kenzo? Just be honest. Just come clean right now.
It's last.
That's facts. He told me that. We know this for a fact. It's true. This favorite part. Yeah, mine just obviously it's Jolyne. It's Jolyne. Actually, probably Jotaro after for this part, and I'm gonna put Mew Mew. I'm sorry, I love you. Don't understand how much I love Jailhouse Lock. I stand it. It's really good. I'm gonna put Rikiel because I like him. Weather Report is obviously a goat. He's not my goat, but he's just really, really good. And I do like Anasui, so probably those ones. But Diva Down. When I first heard that in the game, I might have creamed just a little, just a slight. His voice is deep as hell too with his pink ass fly voice. I said, "Nigga." Oh shit! But what about you, Pat?
Y'all already know, man.
He just said Dio.
No.
Oh, okay.
Dio's already go, but we gotta go part by part. So this man Domenico Pucci, bro. Oh my gosh! Like I cannot just. Wow, was one of the best characters in the whole of JoJo, man. Like when this man confronted Pucci at the end, and he told him, "You're the type of evil that doesn't even know he's evil, and that's the worst of all." I'm like, bruh, tell this nigga, man. This nigga thinks he's on the side of God? Excuse? Nah. Everything that this man did was wicked, dick riding. He was just trash from the beginning. And this man, Domenico, had to set the record straight. And he had this man on the ropes. Oh my God, why did Rocky rob him of that victory? That will always not sit right with me, man. Oh. Yeah, Weather Report GOAT.
Yeah, that's how Thing was robbed, man. Part 5. Risotto. But I feel you. Favorite stand battles? You know mine's Jailhouse Lock, so let's not even waste time on me. You know that already.
Yeah.
That's my favorite of Part 6.
Oh, my favorite was Jolyne versus Viviano Westwood.
Okay.
Because this nigga was raining down meteors, bro. I'll just read this shit like, huh? This is when the fuck we dropping things from the sky like that? And then just the way Jolyne was like getting in her stances, like that shit was fucking raw. She had the kung fu poses.
Yep.
She was beating this man ass. This nigga put her in a submission hold. She was not rocking. I was like, let's go. Stone Free was busting this man. She was like, oh no. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this in an anime. That fight was just too much gas.
Was that like? I feel like that's one of the few. I don't know. I can't remember it that many top of my head where they're actually fighting while the stands are also fighting. Like they would swap in real life hands while also fighting with their stands, which is what made that stand battle so fucking interesting. Because he was kicking her shit in, and she was kicking his shit in, but the stands are still going ham, and it was great.
Yeah, bro. I was reading this. I was like, when she learned all this? What the fuck? She turned into Bruce Lee on this man. I was like, God damn.
Go.
That fight was hidden, bro. That shit was hidden.
That's a good one. That might be top 3 in that one part. Actually, that's a good one. Marcus, you said you agree with me, right? Jailhouse Lock.
Yeah.
Simmy,
Yep.
what do you remember?
Fucking Pat took my damn answer, man. He beat me to it.
Anything you want to add, though?
Because
There you go.
it's like, the thing about JoJo is like, a part of the combat, the appeal of is that it's creative. Like they're not actually like hitting each other in the sense of like flesh on flesh contact. They're really just staring at each other in the stands through the rest of the work, right? Or some freaking convoluted mess that's going on for like fucking 9 chapters in a row. But with just this specific fight, they was just throwing hands. I mean, that shit was bloody too. Like, I said, wait a minute. When did I start reading a martial arts manga? This is ridiculous, man. Like, this grown-ass, buff-ass man fighting this dinky-ass bitch, and it was raw. They just, man, like, meathead in me, son. This fight alone is the biggest thing I remember. Just because it was so fire, man. And I freaking hate to say it, man, but that shit was too gold. Like, wait, can we get more? Please.
Oh God, that was a good one. I don't know how that was slip my mind though. I don't really understand. I think about it all the time. Okay, hold on. All right, wait. Anything else you have to say about that fight?
Nah.
All right. Before I get to the priest, I want to talk about Dio real quick in the same capacity we can't talk about Jotaro. So, do you guys think that part 6 messed with Dio's character? Do you think what we learned and seeing him the way that we did, do you think it enhanced him, lessened him, or do you think he's like unchanged? Like, how do you guys feel about him in part 6? Like his whole like heaven's plan thing with like Pucci, like Pucci was like Dio's like the greatest guy ever, like that rapport that they had. Because I it's interesting because I feel the thing that I do like about it, right, is I feel like no matter what part of JoJo we're in, I'm gonna put an asterisk on 8 for the time being, but Dio is the catalyst, if not directly involved in some capacity. He just no matter what, even though he's gone from this world, his mark and presence is still felt, even though he's beyond the grave. Obviously, part 1, he's there, right?
Yeah.
Part 2, there's a stone mask stuff that relate to him. If I can remember correctly, one of Dio's henchmen was the one that killed Joestar. I might be remembering that wrong.
Yes.
But like,
yeah.
And that's what happened. That's when Lisa went, did what she did, and that would low key shape up Joseph's destiny and what he would end up doing against the Pillarmen. Part 3, he's back. Part 4, there was still the stand arrow stuff that was in circulation by Eniaba, who followed Dio, and then also Thing's dad, the Nijimura brothers. When Dio died, then the flesh bud turned him into a fucking slime, right? Like he turns like a green thing. Like he's always involved. Part 5 is literally technically his son. Part 6, Pucci might as well just be Dio's #1 fan. Then you have Diego in part 7, right? So it's like he's always involved, and that's the part that I can never hate. I'm like, this guy is like beyond life and death. Like he's not here, but he's still here, fucking with us. Like he's not gone. Like go away forever, but he won't go away. Like I that's the part I like. But it was strange, kind of seeing him like that. Like I don't know. What do you guys feel?
Like, I think the implications of his relationship with Pucci were a bit unnecessary.
Okay.
I think that, like, I think adding that the plan for Made in Heaven being written on like the world's back or fucking whatever, like it was just such an unnecessary detail to add. Like they could have just been like, all right, cool, this was his failsafe just in case something happened.
Uh-huh.
Like I think that it was a bit too much.
Okay. Pat.
See, with Dio, right? Everybody knows all the muda, all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think people forgot that growing up, Dio was more than just a sadistic piece of shit. Like, this man is also a very, very intelligent person and, like, lives his life. I mean, I wouldn't say he follows philosophies, per se, but at the same time, he still, like, has some intrigue in the human psyche. So, like, take, for example, when this man first met Polnareff at the top of the steps in part 3, what does man say to Polnareff? He said, what do human beings fight for? Human beings fight for peace of mind. They do everything within their power every single day so that they can go to sleep at night and not have anything to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much the same thing here with Dio in part 6. Because what does Pucci say to the first person, like when we first see him, the person that he's talking to in the room? He says, human beings live their lives so that they can gain entry to heaven. And that was the best fucking thing that he said in the entire park. And where did he get that philosophy from? He got it from fucking Dio. That's why he started saying shit like that. Because what Dio wanted was to obtain heaven so that he would be at the top of all things. And with this, it was like, yeah, this man is immortal, he can live forever, but at the same time, it's like being on this plane of existence, like on Earth, is finite, even though he's immortal. So he needs to obtain the ultimate thing of all, which is heaven. And that was his fucking goal. And Dio has always been a person that strives to be above and beyond everybody. You don't want to be the same as everybody else. Like when he first became a vampire, what do? I'm going to reject my humanity so I can be better than all you niggas. And then when that's not even enough, part 3, he gets the world. And then when Jotaro pull up, what he say to Jotaro? 2 stands that can move in the world's time is too much. I need to be the only one that can control that. So naturally, the only thing above stopping time is being able to obtain heaven. And I thought that was a really nice way for Araki to remind people that, yeah, this nigga Dio is different and he likes to be a dickhead for no reason, but he's also very intelligent. And there's a reason behind why he acts the way he does. So I really like it.
Okay. What about you, Simmy?
I don't think that it did any negative to his character at all.
Okay.
You know, just showing him, you know, being gay with fucking Pucci the dab.
Why'd you say it so fast? Sorry. I was ready for that.
Doesn't like it ain't painting him in a good light or anything like that. Like evil niggas could be nice to other evil niggas. That don't mean nothing. Just because it's showing him, you know, like having a fucking civilized conversation with another human being, don't mean that all of a sudden he ain't the fucking crazy bastard that we know. Nah, it's just he's talking to somebody else in the same vein, and not only that, but you know, you gotta have that sort of charisma, so to speak, to even have the fucking army that he did in fucking part 3, right? So, you know, him just working that magic on Pucci isn't hampering his fucking character at all. I don't think so at all. And then freaking Pat put it in the perfect way. At the end of the day, Dio did everything that he did because that nigga wanted to be above all. Simple as that. And the only person who resides in heaven is God. So you know what? That alone is implicating a lot. But you know, showing this nigga reading a book and having fucking conversation with Pucci in the bed ain't fucking hampering his character at all. I don't think so at all. Anybody arguing that? I don't. Yeah, it's just. Nah, he's still a fucking crazy bastard. It's not saying, well, you know, he nice too. Don't think of him like just a bad. No, he's still a piece of shit. It's just villains can freaking hang out too. Like I don't see the issue.
I think the divide and split comes because like I'll give you like the rest of my take. It's just with me. If I go with the rhetoric that he was in a sense still using Pucci, to me it makes sense. But it depends on your view. Like, do you think that he was genuinely, truly friends with him and saw him as like an equal? Because Dio doesn't really see anybody as an equal. Like, people who be like riding out for Dio, like Eniaba, doesn't really give a fuck about them. I think he was cool with Cool Ice. Cool Ice, shit, I even did it. Fuck, Vanilla Ice, right? I don't think he had any issue with him when he like
too much sub.
I know too much. I played the game too much too. Like when I wanted to read it, they had to put Cool Ice. But yeah, I think your opinion on that part is just gonna come from how you view it, right? Because I feel like there's no one Dio sees as an equal. That's just what I think, right? So I think part of this was kind of using Pucci, but the thing about me is just Heaven's plan. Do you guys think it? Do you think that like this whole part of like Dio's character here? Do you think it's in confliction with what we see in part 3, because this come after. You can tell he added this after the fact, right? Because to me, I think it all makes sense. Because I think we've seen all the sides of Dio. Because Dio would plead, "Oh, it was I was raised poorly, it's not my fault," and cry and do something like that. He'll do whatever it takes to win, kind of thing, right? So like, I don't think anything's really above his character. So this isn't, to me, this isn't a conflict. But I do think that this whole part is weird to me, because I don't think what his actions in part 3 really are in line with attaining heaven. But again, you can just see that he had to eliminate the Joestar bloodline and get it out the way before he can even focus on this part of his plan. So this really depends on your perspective.
Again, I feel like this was more of a in the event that something happens to me plan,
Okay.
not a this is my primary goal plan. Because like from what we could tell, like his first plan was eradicate the Joestars in Egypt, go from there. If anything, like take, that seemed to be the plan for part 3. Part 1, the plan was make everyone a vampire. I guess, like, I don't know, but like, so like this being like the whole Made in Heaven plan, it just feels like something that was a contingency plan in the event the worst case scenario happened.
We actually do see what this what like kind of the heaven deal is with Eyes of Heaven, but that's a conversation for another day. But, yeah, we'll get that's not Ascension, Heaven, whatever deal is. I'll come another day. But yeah, I mean,
we can say that for part 7.
Yeah, I don't think this is a bad thing for him. I actually think this is a good part of his character. There's a part of me that just doesn't think, because it's almost like a retcon kind of add kind of thing. I feel like how he acted in part 3 just didn't really add up to how he acted in part 6. But I could rationalize that with like, bro, before I even think about Ascension, these Joestars gotta go. So they're just plaguing me, So there's that. So I mean, I'm not gonna. Well, I mean, this is a pretty good segue. We could talk about Dio's diary and the Heaven's plan. Can we talk about these 14 steps, my nigga? Like, how did you guys feel about it when you guys were reading it? Did this shit confuse you? You think it was dumb? You're like, what is going on? Like, what is this? Like, I don't know. How do you guys feel about the Heaven's plan? What was it? Cause I have it here and pull it up. So, Spiral Staircase, Rhinoceros Beetle, Desolation Row, Fig Tart, Rhinoceros Beetle again, Villa de los Rosa, Rhinoceros Beetle, Singularity for Giotto, Angel, Hydragia, Rhinoceros Beetle, Singularity points. Like, what was going on? So I remember that first was reading this.
A lot of Rhinoceros Beetles. That's what was going on.
When I was reading this first, I said, "What is happening?" I don't understand it.
It's all about the Rhinoceros Beetle, bro. That's all you need to know.
To this day, I don't know what the fuck this nigga deal was on when he was writing his diary, bro. What the fuck does a Rhinoceros Beetle have to do with it, bro?
Look,
that don't make no sense to me. Not only that, he said it multiple times. Like, bro, was you staring at a beetle when you was writing in your diary? Like, what's going on? Oh man, this nigga deal just wacky, bro. The diary don't make no sense. I'm sorry, I can't rationalize my head right, bro.
I'll engrave these words into my stance so I don't forget that what is most necessary is courage. I must have the courage to destroy my own stand momentarily. As it disintegrates, my stand will absorb the souls of the 36 sinners, and I will give birth to something utterly new. What will be born will awaken. It will show interest in the 14 words my trusted friends would utter. My friend will trust me and I'll become his friend. Lastly, I need an appropriate location. North latitude 28 degrees, 24 minutes.
Yo!
I was like,
hold
what?
on. This nigga, that nigga's completely off a beat. This was clearly in this nigga, like, waking moments, because ain't no way no sane man, no freaking normally functioning man is writing that. This nigga not even writing in riddles. He just putting together random letters and then just freaking whatever it forms is whatever it forms.
I actually think that shit is so fucking funny.
Like, bro, how did he even come up with this shit, man?
It's
Where
not
did
steps.
Look.
It's rambling.
Look, he took a shitload of acid and said, "Fuck it, let's go."
Yeah, and you need the power of the world. You need trustworthy. I don't know, man. It was interesting. You need 36 lives. You need the lives of more than 36 humans who have sinned because sinners have a strong power within. Yo, bro. So like,
Oh no.
yeah,
bro.
I cannot pretend to this day I understand all 14 steps. There's some that I could give you a reason why it could make sense, but I'm not confident that I'm right. I'm just making it up. It's one of those things. It's just like, I mean, I guess like, okay, the sinners. I don't know. Maybe they have evil, powerful souls. Sinners related to God in the Bible, shit like that. Like, okay,
Bible.
sure. Angel,
That is
angel,
the Bible.
Angel is obvious. Angel, come on. Like some of them, like I can like okay, but like
Rhinoceros Beetle.
he got Rhinoceros beat like 4 times, bro.
Fig tart, my
thing-
nigga. Why is it fig tart?
And the thing is, though, like, it don't even make no sense because any significant what's the word I'm looking for? Any significant concepts related to a rhinoceros beetle is entirely Japanese. Has this nigga ever stepped foot in Japan?
It don't matter right now. It's just
No,
This nigga English. Like, what's good with him?
He has time to travel. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Can he read moon runes? No. What is he talking about? Has he even seen a rhinoceros beetle before? Are there even rhinoceros beetles in England, let alone Egypt?
It don't matter, bro. It don't. It just don't matter. That's just.
That's what happens when you get your mom to buy them zoo books and you finally open the first page.
Yo, give us it though. It's fine.
I don't know. That shit was just funny to me. I maybe somebody in the chat or comments could make sense of that, or maybe I will look into this. I actually will. I'm gonna look into this and see if I can figure something out. If there's something in Japan that I don't understand about rhinoceros beetles that are heavenly or holy, saint-like.
I could almost bet money that freaking those beetles, the Kabuto beetle, and all them other shit, they have freaking meaning to them. But
Yeah.
again, this nigga is not Japanese. So what is he talking about?
I guess ultimately the real question is how did he figure that? How do you know? That's because ultimately he was fucking right because Pucci got made into heaven. He got sea moon and made it heaven. Like he did it, right? So it's like he didn't
see,
do it.
y'all keep making sense of it, but I'm still stuck on the fact that he got that shit there 4 times. Like, what is the significance of multiple rhinoceros beetles? I can see if he got it there.
Kabuto Mushi.
He knew you forget about the rhinoceros beetles. You gotta put that in 4 times.
There's really only 10, but the rhinoceros beetle is so insignificant. He's gotta keep reminding you. They're like, yo, this shit is. I know it's a bug, but you need this bug, fam. This is crucial for the planet to heaven. This is crucial.
No, because someone says, "Yo, this is how you gonna get to heaven. This is how you gonna get to heaven," and they give you 14 steps. I'm sorry, 13 steps, and 3 of them are rhinoceros beetle. You're gonna be like, "Nah, this ain't that important. It's fine." 14, that's the measurement. That's how you know when that 4th rhinoceros beetle is kind of fucking important.
That's
You need
so
to
fucking
fucking-
funny.
You need to know.
All right. I mean, anything else on the heavens plan? I guess so. Right? So none of us knew what was going on. I guess
We all too stupid. That's why we not.
Our
freaking-
mortal brains could not even fathom someone who has transcended humanity and conjured this brilliant plan in their diary. How could we ever hope to understand?
Rhinoceros beetle. That's how.
Bro.
This is kind of something I just thought about real quick randomly. Part 6 was the first time we saw Jotaro use Star Platinum, the world, right?
Yeah.
Did I
Part
thought?
6?
Yeah, I know. I think the anime did it. I'm pretty sure they did it with Jotaro. But I'm almost positive in the manga that never happened until I'm talking about the name of the stand. Like the stand became Star Platinum the World, and then after its time limit of freezing things went back from 2 to 5. But I think it was a little weaker if I remember correctly. But I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was part 6. But at least that's when I noticed it, because that threw me off when he said Star Platinum the World. Did that like when he said that? Did that like throw you guys off or anything or no?
I just popped. I thought it was wrong.
Okay.
It threw me off a little bit just for him to say the world, because I was like, why would you reiterate that name? Like, I know you hate Dio more than anybody, so the fact that you named your stand after that is just kind of, oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I found something. Something here. It says in Jotaro's prime, the ability lasted 5 seconds, but decreased because he didn't use it often. So obviously, 10 years after, you can only stop it for like 1 to 2 seconds, and like still, and Diamond is unbreakable, but in Stone Ocean is given the official name Star Platinum the World, as well as stats that differ from the original Star Platinum. Significant downgrade to its persistence, but increases the duration from the stop time to 2 to 5 seconds. So
that nigga wasn't using that shit at all.
yeah,
I don't know. He was looking at dolphins. What do you expect him to use it on?
Dolphins, I don't know.
What the dolphin got to do with it?
Oh, why not? Just
stop.
If I could stop time, I'll just stop time because I could stop time.
Like, you're cool. No, you don't count.
Wow.
You was throwing freaking batteries at people's cars. I'm not hearing that.
That's not true. That's cap. That's not cap. You know what? Rhinoceros Beetle. Okay, so let's get to this part. Let's talk about my priest.
Alright, I'm about to head out.
Was Pucci really that awful?
I mean,
yes.
He had his moments of being okay. That's it.
I think I'll start. I'll go first because I feel like I have the least to say about Pucci. I don't dislike him. He's not one of my favorites. Well, the seething hatred that has for Pucci. I just can't reciprocate that. I thought he was serviceable. Like, it was fine. He was okay. The Dio fanboy thing doesn't bother me. He black. I thought his.
Oh, what? What that got to do with it?
It just gives you points. You'd have to be really like, you automatically are in my favor if you're black. You gotta fuck up real bad for me to like, you know what? You gotta be like McKay from Euphoria. I can't stand him, but his like relationship with the Report and Dio. I think really what kind of saved him for me, as much as I was so wishy-washy in Mike, as you said, my first time, was when I found out his connection to Weather Report and their backstory. I loved it. That characterization that I got for him, like the flashback, the groundwork. I'm like, you know what? I'm here for it. I actually do like his conversations with Dio, even though he's fanboy, he's slurping, but it's Dio who not taking a slurp. And yeah, so I don't know. White Snake is like whatever. The
oh
fucking
my god, that shit
DVDs.
Doo-doo, boy, that shit doo-doo.
My favorite one is Sea Moon because I love gravity abilities and he can shift in all directions. My Made in Heaven was pretty cool with the speeding up time thing, but his whole plan to reset the world so people could know how they die, so they would accept it. I don't know if that would. I don't know if I would accept it or try to fight fate, but I mean, he got it. But anyways.
Like, this nigga never read a manga before in his life.
Let me stop. By the way, when he gets to upgrade and his little 3 hairs at the back go through the collar.
I'm mad at the nigga clothes upgraded too. They had 3 fucking holes just for them little dookie braids to go through. I say,
shit
yo,
was raw. All right, you go, Marcus, because I think you're like me. You don't really hate him, or maybe you like him.
Like, okay, it's not that I don't like Pucci.
You're also black.
I think Pucci is exactly what sometimes some series need in a villain. You don't need to be this charismatic like villain that you like in some regard. You just want to see him get his shit kicked in. And when he wins, you're gonna be mad. You're not gonna be like, if this was Kita, like instead, I'd have been like, all right, I'm okay with that. It's fine. If Kita wins, I don't care. Diavolo, not so much. Cars, I guess. Dio, everyone's fine with that. Funny Valentine, we lit. Like, but Pucci, Pucci, like, no, he's like, I think Pucci is fine for what it is. Like you want her, like you don't want him to win at all, and when he does, it pisses you off that much. I think that's why people hate the ending for 6 because the dickhead that you do not fucking like actually won.
Okay. Simmy, you kind of chimed in with everything else you want to say because Pat's about to unleash hellfire from this guy.
When I tag that nigga in, it's gonna be over. Let me just freaking. This is the prelude. Yo, that nigga stink, man. Yo, and the thing is, the sad thing is, I was so excited to see this nigga freaking just from playing All-Star Battle. I'm gonna look at this nigga backwards walk animation holding the green baby. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? Yo, this nigga look kind of raw. I see this nigga. What he doing? Slurping. I'm like, yo. I'm like, nah. You gotta do something else, man. And what this nigga do after that? Slap a DVD out your face. I said, you know what? Forget about it, man. This shit trash. Look, you see, I don't even see. Marcus said sometimes a series needs a villain where you just want to see that shit get kicked in. I don't even care to see his shit get kicked in. He's just whack. Nigga walk around a fucking prison, slapping DVDs out of everybody. And this nigga take a green. No, it's not. If I want to see a DVD, I'm gonna go outside and go to a little bootleg man selling the little bootleg DVDs. The hell I look like?
You're stressing me out. You're stressing me out. I gotta cut the prime numbers. 2, 3, 5.
If I in the freaking world where you got niggas that could control fire, that could stop time, that could fucking suck up your nutrients, that could freaking target anything that move, and what's your ability? I slap a DVD out your face. I'm like, nigga. It's like, yo, so you telling me the big baddie in a freaking prison, a maximum security prison, you have 2 generations of JoJo in here, and this nigga slapping DVDs out people's face, and then his entire motivation is slurping. I say, you know what?
You're forgetting about Melt Your Heart and Illusion. It has another ability, okay? Bitch.
DVD. DVD.
But I mean, okay, DVD aside, he's taking your stand.
Okay, then he should have freaking did it better. Look, Shang Tsung for Mortal Kombat's Raw. He's not. Your Soul Is Mine is Raw. A DVD out my face, boy. It's not Raw, man. I'm sorry. That's an L for Priest Worldwide.
Would it if it was a VHS, would it be better?
Every definition of the word, you hate to see it. And on that note, I'm tagging out.
Uh-oh.
Well. After months of telling niggas we finally gonna stop being anime only, we finally here. We finally here to discuss why this nigga Enrico Pucci is not only the worst villain in JoJo. He is one of the worst characters, period.
Like ever?
This nigga is so garbage. Oh my god.
I'm getting popcorn.
I don't think I have ever seen a worse villain in my life. Oh my goodness. This nigga is
now that's cap, but keep going.
No, bruh.
Naraku's worse.
first of all, okay, the Rock he sucks pretty bad, but still, with Pucci, why the fuck? As soon as I look at him, the first thing I seen, first of all, he black and he ain't got no proper hairline. That was that was the first offense.
Oh man!
I was like, bro, why his eyebrows connect to his fucking hairline? What is this?
Drip.
But I was like, oh, you know what? It's JoJo. Niggas look wacky. I'm gonna just move on from that. Then, like I said earlier, this nigga in the office talking to this one girl, talking about some human beings live their lives so that they can gain entry to heaven. I was like, all right, I'm fucking with that. Sometimes villains gotta have quotables. That was a quotable. I'm fucking with it. Then, we've seen that this nigga is moving behind the scenes throughout the whole of Stone Ocean. When Jolyne finally cornered this nigga, and it's White Snake versus Stone Free, and Stone Free giving his ass the business. What he do? This nigga start begging. I was like, no. See, that's it. That's it. That's all I needed to see. He's fucking garbage from that point. Then later on,
he had a plan.
We go on. No, bro.
Rhinoceros Beetle, my nigga.
No, he ain't had no shame. We go even further. We see the backstory with him and Domenico. Instead of letting this nigga know, hey, yo, brothers, the girl you fell in love with, y'all not supposed to be together. This nigga gonna pay someone else to break them up. What are you doing, my guy?
I respect
That's
it.
your family. Go talk to them. No. Like, what's this roundabout way of doing things? Did that make any sense?
He a stranger. No.
No, bro. What the fuck was that? And then on top of that, this nigga get confronted by his brother. Nigga about to lose. Domenico got him on the ropes. What he do? Start begging! Oh my god, bro. I just cannot fuck with this man on any level, bro. It's just pathetic. What are you doing?
Can I interject for one moment?
Go ahead.
Did he not outlive them all?
Okay, but here's my counter. Wait, hold on. Here's my counter argument. Repeated. Did he not get washed by a shoulder?
I cannot defend his lawsuit for you. 100% I can't. But you know what's the saying? Would you rather die something or live the life? I don't know. Something about living like a coward. Sometimes you just gotta live to fight another day. It'd be like that. I respect it.
Nah.
Keep going.
I ain't even start talking about Whitesnake. As we all know,
oh my god,
all songs is named after musical references or tarot cards. First off, Whitesnake, the actual band in real life, fucking sucks. So I knew that the band was gonna fucking suck.
I never heard of them, so I couldn't even.
Again on my own. Shut the fuck up, bro. I'm tired of playing that shit. That shit is garbage, bro.
I'm about to listen to it.
Bro, that shit sucks, bro.
They'll hear it. Keep going.
Then we get Sea Moon. Okay. Sea Moon, I guess, is better than Whitesnake. But when you add 1 to 0, you still get fucking 1. So it still sucks by default.
Yo, that was wrong. Wait a minute.
Damn.
Where you get that from, bud?
Damn. I'm not mad at that one. That was bars.
I'm just saying, that's just how bad this shit was.
The clip is loaded.
Slapped up. Then, through some miracle, he obtained heaven. I'm like, okay, Made in Heaven is the first Raw stand that he had. It only took him 2 fucking tries, but finally he has a Raw stand. Let's get to it. Niggas start fighting. Almost got my man's Jotaro. I was like, okay, diver down and save them. Now I'm starting to get a little bit more into the battle and stuff like that. Then what happened? This nigga pulled the lowest of all low stunts. This nigga threw the knives at Jolyne when Jotaro was about to wash him. I just buried my face in my hands. I was like,
so you mad because he made a tactical play? Like you hate to see it.
I'm mad because he won in the most pussy way imaginable, and I just cannot respect it. Not
But
one bit.
but did he win? Okay, actually, technically he didn't. But did he beat them? Did he not kill that
Nah,
whole cast?
it's just the fact that Jotaro, who got more dubs than anybody in all of JoJo, has to go out like this. It was just so disrespectful to me. Like, why would you do that?
That was a good move for him, though. Like, he picked his daughter over the world or whatever it was. Like, I think I can't remember the
Yeah,
lines
it was a
verbatim.
good moment for him, but just off the fact of who Jotaro is, like, why, Araki? What are you doing, bro? And we finally get to the end. This nigga think he got Emporio cornered.
This part I can't defend.
Watch my fucking 10-year-old. Oh my goodness. Hey, listen. Cars got washed by fucking Joseph. Dio got washed by 2 Joestars. Diablo got washed by the most broken stand in the entire series. This nigga Pucci got washed by a fucking child. Garbage. Garbage.
Okay.
Half his age.
I mean, in relation to the Pillar Man, would you not say that Joseph is a baby? Nothing. I'm nothing. I try to think. I have nothing.
Right? What Marcus said, we don't want villains that have a chance to win. With Kira, this nigga almost won, and I would have been fine with it if he won, because the way he would have won would have been so fucking raw. The nigga would have cornered everybody with a third ability.
Wait a minute. Didn't he stab Thing's mom and hang her from a thing? What's the difference?
Good.
What's the difference?
Good. Kira, the fucking goat. Look, Kira just that fucking.
Oh my god, that shit's funny though. I feel you.
He just could have murdered like half the Joestar. I would have been fine with that shit.
Not Kira, sorry. I meant Kara. Didn't Kara stab Dingdon's mom in the leg and hang her?
Yeah, but that's not the point.
That's why cars suck too.
Damn.
I said it before, right?
We trying to win, bro. We trying to win.
Bro. It's look. I don't
honor
care
here. Need the W.
Villains. I don't care if villains are nasty from the jump. Like with Dio, this nigga Dio, we already know he's bad and he's like unapologetic. Like when he's fighting Jotaro at the end, the nigga said, "You saying things like stop beating me while I'm on the ground and leave a nasty taste in your mouth." That's the only thing that would amount to fucking rat shit. That proves how mortal you are. I don't care about that shit. Yo, we already know he's a piece of shit. He'll do anything to win. We get that. It becomes a problem when niggas establish false pretenses of themselves. Like Pucci saying that he's fighting for obtaining the right to get heaven and furthering humanity or whatever, and Carr saying promising that he was gonna have a fair duel when he's really not. That's when I have a problem with that shit. If you're nasty from the jump, I don't care, because you should already know.
I mean, that's just tactics.
That's bitch nigga tactics.
Honor? Who needs that if you gonna die?
Fuck that nigga Pucci and fuck his hairline.
Damn. What about the braids in the back that go through the collar? Do we like that part?
No. Why did they get hair growing?
It's to show the growth of his character and power.
Fucking Chia Pet, miss me with that.
Oh my god, this shit is so funny. It's just funny because I just don't hate him. I'm not mad at any criticism against him. I don't agree with that Jolyne part though. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that was fine. But everything else, like, for the most part, I mean, shit. White Snake raw. All right, so actually, were you done? Are there bullets left?
Do I got something else to say? Hold on, let me think. No, I think I pretty much said anything.
Alright, so let's talk about him and Wesari Poto and their relationship and the duality of them, because I felt like their relationship was interesting, you know, the foil between them. I mean, first of all, we haven't really talked about too much about Weather Report. How do you guys feel about him? And like more in depth, like his character, his role, like thematically, how much do you guys like him?
I enjoy like badass Weather Report. Like Mute Weather Report is just there.
Mhm.
Like Weather Report after he got his memories back. That's my dude.
Okay. That it?
Yeah,
All right.
fucking love. Fucking dope.
Send me.
With weather,
Or
no, I'll let Simmy go.
He's raw.
Pat.
He got the he got the big Russian hat, and he's raw.
So, all right, you know what? I thought you- all right, what about your boy Domenico Pucci?
Go ahead, man, because that's all I gotta say. He's raw.
Well, with weather, it was like at first I was like, okay, this nigga don't got much to say, but the way he uses his stand, I like that shit. It was pretty cool.
Mm.
But after he got his memories back, then we see the flashback. This man was just, he kind of reminds me of Bruno, honestly. And I guess it was set up that way because part 5, part 6, back to back, you have the leading male lead in the part has some sort of tragic past. And this man, like, he was just really having an honest living. He didn't ask for none of this shit, and he got dragged into it because of his dumbass little brother or older brother, whichever. And it's just the fact that he resolved himself to see the conflict through to the end when he got his memories back and had this nigga on the ropes, man. Oh my fucking god, bruh. Really like the way he handled the conflict. That's all.
Yeah, I think that backstory was powerful. I liked it a lot. You actually made a good point. Like, why didn't you just be like, "Hey, yo, man, you can't date her"? But shit, man, it's a stranger. He has priest things to do, Pat.
Like
Nah,
what?
bruh.
Short
It ain't.
another man.
You have to fight a rhinoceros beetle 4 times. Like, come on, man. Like, them shits were rarer than a. I almost said rarer than a Gyarados. I don't know why, but you know they're rare.
This nigga living in America. Where the fuck you gonna get a rhinoceros beetle?
I don't know.
It don't matter. Just get
Import that Amazon. I don't know.
For fuck's sake.
All right, let's let's end it with this final topic. I briefly stated this earlier about part 1, 5, and 6. But I don't know if people really hate part 1. Just 'cause I feel like they just disrespect it because the beginning of a lot of these long running series, people just tend to like kind of shove it to the side. But why do you think part 6 gets so much backlash? And did you guys find that the ending was it like that awful? Did you guys hate the ending? How did you guys feel about the ending?
Wait, hold on. Parsons get backlash? Where?
So genuinely, when I tell people that part 6 is my favorite, they look at me crazy. And I never say it's the best part. I just say it's my favorite part. Like this for me, this is anecdotal. I can't. Maybe for you guys is differently, but even a couple of videos I've seen that are JoJo related, I find a lot of people are like defending part 6 because it gets backlash. People say the stand battles suck, the minor antagonists suck, the ending was like the worst ending they've ever seen with all the main characters dying, the little reincarnation thing, the way Pucci went out. Obviously, a lot of people don't like Pucci. There's a lot of things that really gets like, you know.
Well, they wrong, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they get like it gets hammered for like it's just like the worst part. Like that specifically, that in part 5 were the 2 parts that I felt people were like, no, this part ain't it. But more so, I would say for me at least in my experience was at the time part 6 just because people were really not okay with how that ended, and it like almost literally ended because with 7 to 8 we just went to another universe. So like that's really how that concluded. Like that's it. Irene out.
Well, they fucking wrong, so they need to fucking suck it up.
Yeah. So
Like
know-
here's what they have to realize. Like, for the personally, I don't find most like JoJo parts to have like the most satisfying endings.
really,
Like I enjoy part 1, part 2. Like
Okay.
And like it's not, like
Yeah.
part 2, you can argue that's an ass pull. Part 3, I'm like part 3 also you can argue that's an ass pull. Random power up at the last possible moment. Part 4, you can like easily say that shouldn't have fucking happened and Kida should have won. Part 5, like
We don't even know
like
what happened. We don't know.
like I don't know.
There was a ball with the shot. Okay, let's just not. I don't know what was going on.
This shit don't make no
if
sense.
someone was gonna
I
like
think
if
part
someone-
5 is the worst. Has the worst ending.
like part 5, I think in order to explain anything, you just like part 5 is literally it just works the series. Like that is part 5. Everything just works. Don't ask questions. Just accept it. It just fucking works.
Mm-hmm.
6, like yes, I understand that you don't like the fact that Emporio won because like what, but like at the same time, like I accept it for what it is. Part 7, like
That ended pretty well.
yeah, like part 7, I got no issues with the win against D4C, and part 8 hasn't finished yet.
Mm-hmm.
But like you can't like I get why people can be annoyed, but at the same time you can't look at part 6 and say this one is such a terrible ending, and then like find a plausible excuse for parts 2, 4, and 5. Like there's no fucking excuse. Like you can't.
I hear what you're saying. Like if you think the ending of that one's bad, you can't be like, well, the ending of like, okay, I hear what you're saying.
Because like part 2, like because like okay, I like Joseph is my favorite JoJo.
Yeah.
So this like this is coming from a point of like this come like you get this come from a place of love. You cannot fucking sit here and say that Joseph planned for a volcano to erupt at the exact point in time where they would be to the point that he can just survive almost getting shot into space, but Cars is all the way out there. Like you can't like you can't make that. Fine.
Well,
Perfect.
Lisa said the reason why they could not destroy the Super Asia was because to defeat the Pillarmen, it was required. And thus, I'm talking so much shit. I'm talking so much shit. I'm talking shit. Where'd he go? Where'd I go? Okay, I'm back.
I made sense for once. They were like, "Oh,
nah, you good." I'm talking shit. What about you guys though with the ending? How do you guys feel? Simmy or Pat? One of you guys go.
It was perfect.
Perfect.
It was perfect in the sense that, you know, it was completely different from the other endings, right? At the end of the day, we have 5 whole parts where the heroes win. Well, sort of. Sort of. You know, but we'll put an asterisk over part.
On Phantom Blood.
Yeah, because freaking that nigga Dio, he had on fucking God mode or something, because this nigga was just ahead. And he's still. Anyways, for the most part, right, we have 4 consecutive parts where the heroes win. Yes, we might have some losses on the way, but the heroes win, right? So it was good to see that, to see Araki, you know, utilize his usual freaking antagonist, beat the shit out of freaking main character left and right and whatnot, right? But not backpedal on it. Like even when that nigga unlocked Sea Moon, it already felt like he was way overpowering anything that these niggas could do. Simple as that. It felt like, to me at least, it felt like, you know, freaking the future's grim. Like, what the fuck can we do? And then when freaking he finally unlocked Made in Heaven, that's it. It's over. There's really nothing that they could do about it, right? So I really like the fact that he didn't backpedal on that, and he went full gear with it and just said, "Fuck it, they done. They lose. That's it." And you know, it's just refreshing in a manga aspect, for the series aspect, and
For
just
Shonen
literature.
Jump.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
Jump.
period.
Manga,
Yeah.
like just
Period. It's refreshing to see. Now, you see, the thing is, we live in a freaking we live in a society where niggas did not go to English class. So they don't understand the difference between disliking something because the writer wrote it, so you're supposed to dislike it, and disliking something because it's legitimately bad writing. I hate the ending K-fob wise, meaning I hate to see our friends and heroes get absolutely destroyed like that. But I don't hate it because it's quote unquote bad writing. It's not bad writing at all. It's not a bad ending at all either. And not only that, Pucci still got what's coming to him anyway. So what's there to complain about? Yes, freaking or you get to see all of our heroes get brutally destroyed. But think of it in hindsight. This series has been running for how many years now? This was a perfect scapegoat to completely refresh the series from scratch. So we don't gotta worry about nothing feeling stale or repetitive or anything like that. So it was he had all of his bases covered, story wise and writing wise. It was good. You're not hated for saying that you didn't like the ending because you didn't like to see your characters die. That's natural. But to say that ending was bad because it's bad writing, no. It would have been bad writing if they pulled a win out of their ass. Or it would I say it would have been bad writing if freaking Jolyne powered up and got a freaking Requiem stand right there or some shit like that. And then pulled a fucking Giorno. Nah. But even then, in Giorno's case, it's not bad writing because the arrow was always there. And it kind of makes sense. If you stab yourself with the arrow...
Might be heading out in a bit.
Alright, no, we're wrapping up. And
Okay.
if you have to go...
Yeah, if stabbing yourself with the arrow gives you a stand, what would happen if you stab a stand with the arrow? Right? So, okay, I could rock with that. But it would be out of nowhere if Jolyne just, like, fucking could stop time on top of that, could de-accelerate time or some shit like that to
my string slow down time.
Yeah, to perfectly counter argue Made in Heaven. What that would have been bad writing. So yeah, to hear that people like legitimately hate the ending, that's completely baffling to me. That just shows y'all children.
I used to put my fucking cape on for part 6. You understand? I used to fling that shit out and have it floating in the wind. I'm like, bro, this part is fire. I don't even think, like, objectively it's the best written part. It's just my favorite, but I didn't think it was bad. As bad, at least not as bad as people make it seem. That's my 2 cents, though. Pat.
See, the first time I read that shit, right? I was one of those niggas that hated it. But it's like Simmy said, I ain't hate it because I thought the writing was bad. I just hated it because I felt like the person that he put in position to defeat our heroes was just not worthy. That was my main issue. Like,
okay,
if part 4 happened after part 6 and it was Kira that defeated everybody in Morioh, I would have been fine with it because it would have been a plot twist. It would have been one of the most unsuspecting comeback from behind victories when they had this nigga up against the wall. They was about to corner this man. And it was a recurring theme. Every time Kira's back was against the wall, he found a way out of it that was in line with his character. It wasn't some, oh my god, don't kill me, ran away. Like that was what Pucci was doing that was pissing me off. Every time he was about to get
and then he
killed,
murked them.
Exactly. Well, yeah, but but every time he was about to get killed, he weaseled his way out of it, and then fate would throw him a bone. And he'd be like, "All right, let's go. We in this still."
That's what happens when you're a man of God.
Please.
When you're a man of God, you get freaking washed by a shoulder. That's crazy.
You see, the mission was. I'm joking. I'm talking. I was gonna. No, we not. We're already at 2 hours.
The thing with part 6 that makes it such a heartwarming ending is the fact that eventually this man gets defeated by a non-combatant, which is what he deserves. And we see the fact that even though this man reset the universe, there's still familial bonds and friendships that go across all different parallel universes. You see a different version of Jolyne with Anna Sui and Hermes, and they're about to go meet up Jotaro. And Emporio is still, even though it's not the Jolyne that he knows, it's still Jolyne. It's just a different universe. So he still was able to, find some friends at the end of it, even though he's still all alone from the previous universe. So I like that. And if he hadn't reset the universe, we wouldn't have gotten fucking Steel Ball Run. So people need to think twice before complaining about the fact that, oh, I don't like the fact that the universe reset. Then in the same fucking breath, oh, part 7 is so amazing. How the fuck do you think you got part 7?
Exactly. Like that shit would have never happened if he didn't reset the universe. So y'all niggas don't think. You see, I told you we live in a society where these niggas did not go to English class. They don't think. They just consume, and that's it. They don't even doodle it out. They just consume.
You said they don't even doodle it out. Oh my god. yeah. Their ability to think critically is right.
It's not like, and the thing is, like, again, we live in a society where the second you try to analyze anything past the concept of raw or trash, it's mud deep. It's not that deep. You see? This is what happens when you niggas don't go to English class.
I can't think.
Every story is simply an author trying to convey to you something. That's it. And he's trying to force emotions out of you, let them be positive or negative. And at the end of the day, he's trying to convey something to you, a message of some sort. So if you just freaking completely ignore all of that, every story has a heart to it. If you ignore the heart, then what are you doing? Stop looking at literature. I'm sick and tired of you clowns, man. Just consume. Just inhale, and that's it. Man, listen, my voice getting high pitch. I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think though I'll kind of finish off on this note. I'll wrap it up. I mean, anything at all you think we talk about? Any fights, abilities, characters? I don't know, concepts. Anything you think you forgot to touch on from part 6, or I think we're good?
Just or not, Beetle.
That anime finna be freaking heavily censored, boy.
I'll have to wait for the Blu-rays to leak,
Yep.
and then I'll have to like that. Cause I remember having to watch part 3 at times. I'm like, why is Jotaro's face black? He's underage. You can't smoke, and he's 17 in Japan. I'm like, nigga. You have these titties all in my eyeball, and you gonna do this? I knew.
That man did not look like a 17 at 17 years old, bro.
That was my father.
He was a grown ass man.
I like the point you kind of made, with me, at this point in my career in life, I do like Akainu, but when Sakazuki first put a hole in Ace, I hated him, but not because he was a bad character. He killed Ace. I was like, fuck. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? You have to kind of be able to differentiate that. The kind of you love to hate them, hate to love them kind of thing. It's like, yeah, you dislike the character, but that was the intention. You're not supposed to like this character. That was intentional. But not because the character is poorly written or conceptualized. It's because they did something in the series that against a character maybe you are fond of. And that's why you root against them. That's the point. But anywho, this was fun. Part 6, the GOAT. That's be the last main episode of the Morioh Joe Radio broadcast for the year. We'll be back next year with Steel Ball Run. Then eventually Jojolion with what we have, and then we'll just come. Then after that we can start free forming the topics from all over the parts. And we'll have to focus on one specific part. We'll just talk about various things from JoJo. So it's not going to end at the 8th episode. We'll keep going forever. 100 episodes of JoJo forever, and keep going.
Hey man, Araki said he gonna come out with part 9 when he done with Jojolion. So
You know that. Chew.